The top line does not assure the bottom line. In the sense, the top line is the revenue that you generate. It does not assure that the more revenue that you generate, you will be making more profit. That does not work that way, right? So when it comes to your practice, you may be seeing more number of patients, you may be generating revenue, but are you really profitable? Are you able to pay yourself as the practice owner? With the doctors whom I have worked, many of them don't even pay themselves salary, or consistently they are able to pay themselves. They are not able to do that because it is less profitable for them to actually have the confidence in paying themselves. So what is affecting the profitability? In this session, I'm going to give you clarity in that area of what is affecting the profitability of your practice. Hi, I'm Vidya Prakash. I'm a practice growth coach. I help doctors and hospitals in building their practice to achieve sustainable and scalable growth. If you're coming to my channel for the first time, I want you to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so that you get notified as I'm coming with content which is going to help you in growing your practice with the right strategies, right skills, and the tools that is going to help you. So let's jump into the session. And before that, if you are going to watch this session till the end, I'm going to give you a gift which is going to help you in growing your practice. So grab the opportunity and let's jump into the session and see what is affecting your profitability. So how to increase profitability of your clinic or hospital? Now you have to also understand one thing. The complexity of the clinic may be less compared to the hospital, but the foundation principles remains the same. So as the number of beds of the hospital increases, the complexity also increases. But for any type of hospital or the clinic, this is applicable. First, let's set the context here. Revenue is not equal to profitability. So it does not mean that when you are able to generate more revenue, there are more patient footfall, then it means you are profitable. No, that does not work. I'm sure you as practice owner will vouch for it, because most of the times you will see the profit is on paper, but in reality it is not so. So you have to, so you are clear on that. So what is affecting your profits? That is the reason I have created this video, which will give you lots of clarity. Let us focus on how to increase your profitability. As Dr. Devi Shetty said in one of the interview, you have to become profitable not from the pockets of your patients, but from your efficiency of using your resources optimally. That is the reason if you look at Narayana Hridayalaya, Narayana Health, they are able to provide the quality patient care, great treatments at a reduced cost. At the same time, they are profitable. That is possible because of using the resources optimally. Now, let us look at what is profits in terms of accounting terms. You can increase profitability by reducing the overheads, by improving efficiency, and or reducing the input cost. So the input cost is the cost that is needed for you to deliver your services. So if you are able to reduce the cost that you are spending, and you are able to reduce the overheads by improving the efficiency, so this is how you can increase the profit. So to become more profitable, you have to focus on operational efficiency. So that is what we have to focus. So what is operations all about? Operations is all about all the processes that you do in order to deliver quality care to your patients. Right from the patient come to you till you're offering your services, all the necessary tasks, necessary processes that is involved comes under operations. So right from the receptionist greeting your patient, filling the form, till the billing happens, patient pays, patient goes back, and also aftercare service, all those comes under operational efficiency. So if you look at this, there are so many factors that are happening in order to deliver that service. Now, let us identify the symptoms that is causing problems in the operations. So, the symptoms to identify the issues in the operational efficiency. If the operations that are happening, that is the processes, the tasks that are happening, if there are issues in between, then that leads to the inefficiency. So, what are the symptoms? Now, I want to give you an analogy here. Consider operational efficiency is like a car engine, right? When the engine of a car seizes, the vehicle becomes, the vehicle cannot fulfill its primary function of transportation. So even though the vehicle is filled with petrol or the diesel, it has the fuel, still it cannot run when the engine seizes. So similarly, even though there is a flow of patients, flow of money into the system, it may not be profitable. So, similarly, operational issues in a hospital can have a significant impact on its ability to function effectively. And that is going to impact your profitability. Now, when there is sound in the engine, it conveys some problems, right? Which needs your attention. So, which are the symptoms if you are not handling these two? Engine gets seized, like you are aware of it. There is some sound that the engine makes. If you are not handling that issue immediately, over a period of time, the engine might get seized. Similarly, the symptoms of operational issues that make sound in your hospital, those are the symptoms that is popping up in your hospital or the clinic, which shows that there is some issues, the operational issues, which is leading to inefficiency. Now, if you are not handling it, it creates a hole in your profit. It creates hole in your cash flow where it is eating away your profits. So, what are all the sounds? There are staff issues. There are frequent problems between staffs, or staffs creating issues. Staff being idle, you're paying them, but they don't have proper work that is assigned to them. Frequent errors or mistakes that happens across various processes. Duplication of work happens where same work has been done by two or three people. There is low staff productivity. There is cash crunch. There is piling up of inventory. The inventory is considered as asset, but if it is not used properly, it may become liability, or you may even throw some inventories when it reaches its expiry date. So that is a hole in your profit, that is a hole in your cash crunch. While why this happens? Because due to lack of planning or duplication. Then equipments remaining idle. You have great equipments that is being installed in your hospital, but you're not using it. No or low profitability. Spending most of your time as practice owner in solving daily task problems in your hospital or clinic. Now, as the practice owner, if you're spending most of your time actually where your time is needed in growing your practice, but if you're spending your time here, that shows that there is some issues in your operation. And frequent patient complaints. So these are the symptoms that makes noise in your hospital or clinic. So let us, now you have identified the issues. Now, what are the factors that you have to focus on efficiency? I'm talking about operational efficiency. Yeah, you know that operations is all about delivering quality services using the optimal resources, using the resources optimally. Now, what is efficiency? What are the things you should be considering, right? The things you should be considering, you can remember as acronym TIMEP, TIMEP. T is for time, I is for inventory, M is for money, E is for equipments, and P is for people. So you have to focus on how you can reduce the time, use the inventory optimally, ensure the cash flow is used properly, ensure the equipments are used properly, and ensure the staffs are used properly. So you have to consider these 5 factors. What are the ways to increase operational efficiency to become profitable? Now, to become profitable, the first step that you have to see is assess the current process. Now, let's take the example of the inventory, piling up of inventory. Now, why piling of inventory happens? One, there is lack of planning. Now, when you don't have a process of planning and you just go ahead and place the order just because you feel this is going to be in need, and your people or you place the order, so that happens, and you realize over a period of time that the inventory is not going to be useful, or it's going to be a waste. Similarly, what can happen is there can be duplication of work, like two people can give the request for the order, but it's for the one same reason, or for the same department, so you order twice and you realize that it is duplication. So that also becomes the dead inventory over a period of time if you are not using it. Or your cash flow, which is needed for you to run your day-to-day activities, it is getting stuck as inventory. So until and unless you are able to use all the inventory, you will not be able to get the benefit of the cash flow. So this is the problem that is created. And when you assess this, you realize that in the current process, there is no planning that is happening, and too many people are involved in placing the order. So that is how you realize the bottleneck. This is how you identify the bottleneck. Similarly, whatever problems that you're facing in your hospital or the clinic, you identify the current processes and identify the bottleneck. Once you identify the bottleneck, create a structure. First, you have to understand what is the structure all about. Who is the concerned person, concerned department who has to handle this particular task, and to whom he has to report, who has to authorize. So create a structure, then set the right systems and processes. Then to get the task done, to place the order or to get the inventory, what is the process that is needed? You have to create process for it. Complete all the process and create the system out of it. Then train your staffs on how they have to use, and improve communication across your team. Now, if you look at the same example of placing the inventory is getting piled up. That is the problem that has been identified. And you identified that the reason is there is no proper process in placing the order for the inventory, or there is no proper mechanism of checking the inventory. So maybe this is typical problem. Now you have set the process and you have created the structure. You have to train the staff who is going to use. Now, by placing the order, there are too many departments that can be involved for placing the inventory. There is pharmacy, there is lab, there is also the nurse. At the nurse station, you need some inventories. So these are different departments, right? Different teams. Now, all these different teams have to work together in coordination for placing the order, for inventory handling, right? So here the communication is important. So you have to improve the communication across your team and review and course correct. Now, once you create the systems and processes, once you start implementing it, over a period of time, you see whether you can reduce the number of steps. You see whether you can simplify further, or you see whether you can automate. So when you automate, the dependency of people will reduce. Now, when the dependency on people reduces, the operational efficiency increases, and you'll be reducing the cost as well. You can maybe remove one person who is taking care of the work and delegate for some other work, and that way you are reducing the cost. So this way you'll be able to increase the profitability of your hospital or clinic. So this is how you can increase your profitability, and this is a very, very essential factor for you to become profitable and for you to even scale your practice. And without this, if you're just focusing on bringing in new patients and giving patient services or treating patients alone is not going to be helpful. The right systems and processes is not only going to be beneficial for you, for your staffs, but you as practice owner who has to become profitable so that you can pay yourself, one, and you will have more time. You'll be reducing so much of time that you are investing in solving problems, right? So that way you will have time, and when you have more time, you can spend time with your family and you will have time to grow your practice as well. So focus on operational efficiency, and thanks for watching till this far. As a gift, I'm going to give you one opportunity where if you are facing any issues in your practice, I have given you some problems, right? If you are able to identify yourself in that particular place, then you can utilize this opportunity where I'm giving you one-to-one strategy session where I'll analyze your practice, understand the bottleneck, identify the bottleneck, and give you a roadmap of how you can become profitable and how you can increase your professional efficiency and by implementing systems and processes. So that is the gift for you for watching this video, and let's meet with another interesting topic in the next session. Thank you.